In this video, I'm going to be explaining the differences between perlite, vermiculite and grit. Hi and welcome back to the garden. In this video I'm looking at 3 different types of soil additives which we can use in our growing mediums to help our plants grow successfully. So first I'm going to look at perlite. Perlite is this bright white, lightweight material, and it comes from volcanoes, and we use it in our garden for aerating the soil, so making sure that that soil has good air in it, air pockets for the roots to grow, and also making sure that the water that we do water the plants with is not held in the soil or compost. So it's really good at giving really good drainage to plants. So we use this when we're growing seeds. We can mix it in with our compost, and we can also cover seeds with perlite as like a layer instead of using compost. We can also use it when we're transplanting plants. So again, we can put it as a mix with our compost and use that when you're moving seedlings into bigger pots. It's a really good material. It does hold on to some moisture, but not a great deal. The main reason why we would use perlite is to give really sharp drainage within a container. You can also use it in borders. If you have very cloggy soil, you can add this to a border and help give better structure and better aeration and better free draining. The next one is vermiculite, and this is more of a brownish substance. Again, it's quite lightweight. Now this has better capacity for holding on to moisture. It can hold up to 3 or 4 times its volume in moisture. So we would only tend to use vermiculite if we're growing seeds that we know are damp lovers and they don't want to be drying out. If it's a seed that is a general seed that grows in normal soils, dry soils, we will tend to use perlite as opposed to vermiculite. This does hold on to the moisture, and the problem is if the plants and the seedlings aren't used to that, there is a potential that the roots are going to rot, and we don't want that. So that is vermiculite, and that's again another good substrate if you're going to have some water retention properties in that. And the third one I'm going to talk about is grit. We've had a lot of questions on our previous videos about grit, what it is and how we use it. So grit is literally these tiny pieces of gravel, pieces of stone that have been crushed into tiny pieces, and this works in a similar way to perlite. It gives good structure to a soil, it gives good drainage, and it allows a plant that needs that drainage not to be sat in water. So you'll see us using grit when we're doing some cuttings. We always use grit in cuttings, and you also can see us using grit as a covering of seeds instead of using compost. So our main 2 things we would use in the garden really are the perlite and the grit, and it's basically for the same reason. These both aid drainage, and the only beneficial thing to using perlite that we've found is that it's a lot more lightweight. So if you're concerned about putting grit into your pots and adding to that heaviness, maybe perlite's a better option if you're having trouble with lifting pots and that weight issue is a problem. Grit is also cheaper to buy than both vermiculite and perlite, so we tend to buy it in big bags. In the UK we can get this from garden centres quite easily, and you can get smaller bags and bigger bags, and it is a lot cheaper than using the perlite or the vermiculite. So our preference generally over all these 3 is to use grit, and like I say, we just add it to our compost when we're doing seeds, when we're doing cuttings, just to give better drainage. So I hope that's cleared up any issues people may have regarding what perlite is, what vermiculite is and what grit is, and some of the applications that we use it here in our garden. If you found this video informative, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you've not already done so, and if you've got any comments, please leave them down in the box below. So take care, and I'll see you in the next video.